Welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. My name is Christopher Coombs.
And my name is Gaurav Khazanchi. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you all for tuning in. And I've got to say, today is a lovely day. It's been a bit cold the last week.
Yeah, it's always a lovely day when you listen to the So Far So Good podcast. So you're absolutely right about that.
Absolutely. Now, we're not going to muck around like usual. We're going to get straight into it.
You say that almost every episode, but I realize the whole episode ends up just being us mucking around. So it's a little bit contradictory, but it's good to say it. It's good to say it. So maybe say it again. It gives a good, intention.
Yeah, so far so good. So far,
absolutely.
So good. All right, I'll kick it off this week. My question to you is: now, when a house is for sale, you always see a for sale sign out the front of the house.
Correct.
Now, when the house gets sold, have you noticed they always put a big sold sticker?
Yeah.
And they leave it there for like literally 100 years. Why
It's
not?
true.
Why not instead, when the house is sold, just take away the for sale sign?
Nah, it's because it's advertising for them, because it'll be like, look at us, we sold this house successfully, and then it's free advertising for whatever, 3 months or something.
Yeah, I did think that. But
Yeah.
if you logically think about it, you put up a for sale sign, the house gets sold, you take the sign away.
Yeah, look, technically the person that bought the house now owns the house, right? So they could just get rid of the sign that's on their property. Unless, look,
that's my point.
Might be on the contract, who knows? I obviously have not bought a house yet, so I don't know these things.
And so many houses, you see the same sign just sitting there for months. Like, it's just sold for months.
It's true, man. It's true. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with for lease and then leased. It's the same thing. But look, you got to do what you got to do in these situations.
Yeah, it's all about the advertising, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. That's this day and age. Now, Chris Coombs, I've got a question about your favorite thing in the world, actually.
Really?
Yeah. It's been a while since we've discussed this topic. So I'm just going to go straight for it. I'm not going to muck around here. Now,
I like it.
It's also a Chris-style question. I'm giving you an ultimatum here. Spoiler alert.
This is my kind of question.
Exactly right. Now, if you could only choose one of these options, what would it be? Okay? You either get one really good, the best ever season, full of drama, full of epic plot twists, full of great characters, actors, behind the scenes crew. Everything is just the best season of Survivor ever, but you only have it once in your life. So you watch this season and there's no more Survivor ever again. Or every year you get very meh seasons of Survivor.
Oh, man. That is a tough question.
Oh, man, I knew you'd struggle.
It's a tough question,
me,
but
it's an easy answer.
But also the question technically doesn't make sense.
No. I know you're gonna spin it and say no. Every Survivor season is the best season. None of that
because
nonsense.
there is no meh season of Survivor.
But in this situation, the seasons are meh. Like, let's say everything is predictable. The people just don't know how to play the game. The location's terrible. Jeff Probst isn't hosting. It's all meh seasons.
Oh, well, look, if it's that dramatic, the way you're putting it, then 100% I'll just go with one really good season.
Yeah. Look, good choice.
Because look, the only reason I watch the show is because the seasons are so great. So if the seasons all of a sudden became not good at all, then it wouldn't be worth watching.
Yeah. Look, absolutely right. I mean, you've really backed yourself up here. So I appreciate that integrity. It's really just a simple question of quality over quantity, and I appreciate your answer, because I would have picked the same. Because, you'd rather one really good thing instead of one really dragged out thing.
Well, that's life, isn't it? You want quality. You want quality over quantity.
Once again, he's gone all philosophical on us.
That's
true.
You know what? That could be the second thing that we are sure of in this world.
That you want quality over quantity, and the sun rises and the sun sets.
Yeah, that quality is always better than quantity.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like saying, would you want to eat one really good apple or would you want to
Yeah.
eat 10 rotten apples? Simple question.
Exactly. Or in your case, it's like saying, would you want to eat one really good Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate or 10 Easter egg Cadbury chocolates? Because in your
No,
mind,
the other way around. Other way around.
you'd rather eat 10 really Cadbury Easter eggs.
Hang on, wait, what?
Wait, no, I said it right because you think the Easter eggs are made badly.
Yeah, sorry, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so I would eat one good bit of actual chocolate.
You'd eat one, yeah, Dairy Milk block of chocolate. Exactly.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the Easter egg chocolate, they're like almost watered down chocolate. Like, it's not real chocolate.
We're not going to discuss this watered down chocolate. You
It's
just come up
because
with new words to describe it every day.
It's
You
because
must
of the
think
mass
about this a lot.
production. It's the mass production within a couple of months. It's never
Not how
going to
it
be
works.
good.
I'm going to get you to watch Mega Factories or something and prove you wrong. Great show, by the way. Mega Factories.
I've tried to watch it. It's a bit boring.
You think
have
it's
to
boring.
be you have to be really into that stuff.
Dude, it's a documentary. You love docos.
Yeah, but a documentary about factories. Wow.
Yeah, but it's so fascinating to see how things are made.
Yeah, they're made by machines, dude.
All right. In a nutshell, he's not wrong. But also...
Exactly.
But it's still interesting. All right, well, without further ado, let's get into it. So far, so good.
Welcome back once again, everybody, to the So Far So Good podcast. Now, usually Gaurav comes out with ingenious ideas, which you would have heard previously in the podcast. He's brought out about 3 or 4.
I've brought out a lot more, but he's probably only counting the good ones, the 3 or 4. And look, behind the scenes, I'm always telling Chris, dude, you should come up with an ingenious idea as well, you know? You're allowed to. It's not just my thing. But he's adamant that it's my thing. So I'm really impressed that he's taken the initiative, and I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, I have come up with some sort of an ingenious idea. It's almost like something you would see on 5-Minute Crafts or something like that.
So like a life hack kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of a life hack.
Okay.
I don't know if subconsciously I have seen it somewhere, but it just came to my mind the other day.
Okay.
Because I had a few people over to my house because it was essential. You do have to essentially see friends every now and then.
It's true.
Because you don't want to lose friends, so you do have to see them. So It was essential.
It's like when you have a job, you have to go to work because you don't want to lose your job.
That's right. Now, I did have some people over, and I grabbed out, some snacks to put on the table.
Correct.
Now, normally people open a bag of chips or open a bag of lollies just by putting one hand on one side, one hand on the other side, and pulling it.
Very,
like
very
usual.
detailed. Yep.
Now, when you do that, the thing is you then have to put your hand literally to the bottom of the bag because 3/4 of the bag is air.
Okay.
So,
and are you talking about chips or lollies or both in this
well,
case?
in this case specifically, I'm talking about lollies, but
Yep.
it can work for both.
Okay.
Now, it just literally, I grabbed it out of the cupboard and it just sprung to my mind that rather than putting it in a bowl and wasting, not wasting a dish, but having to clean it. So rather than doing that and also, pinching the bag with 2 hands and pulling it and then people have to put their hand, literally to the bottom of the bag because it's all air. I thought of an ingenious idea that let's put the bag of lollies down on the table horizontally, so not standing up, like laying down.
Oh, so like flat, like you've flattened it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got some scissors and I literally just cut the top of the packet off.
Yep.
So then it was literally its own bowl.
Okay.
Can you envision that?
There's the bag of lollies, and you've cut out a massive hole to make the bag of lollies a bowl.
Basically, I've cut essentially a circle on the top of the bag.
Okay.
So if it's laying down, you cut almost the entire top off, and then it basically makes it its own bowl.
Okay, but I mean, what if there's leftover lollies?
Well, if there's leftover lollies, you then... Well, kind of contradictory, but you then put it in a container and put it in the cupboard.
Okay, why not just put it in the container first, empty out the bag in the container, and then use the container as a bowl? And then if there's leftover, you can put the lid on the container.
Because the issue with that is, what if the bag gets fully finished? Then you don't have to clean another container.
Oh, okay. Look, I thought you were going to come back
So it
with
potentially
no defense at all.
does save you a dish. It
Okay.
has the potential to save you a dish. And look, if there's 10 people at your house, that bag of lollies is going to get finished. Come on.
Yeah, fair call. Okay, in your case, was the bag of lollies finished?
I'm going to... hang on a second.
It's
I'm going to say no. But I had half a container full of lollies in my cupboard anyway.
Okay.
So the leftover lollies, I just added to that container afterwards.
Wait, but why not just do that in the first place? And then you have a big container of more lollies.
Because I don't want random people putting their hands in my container.
Okay. Okay, I'll
It
tell you
doesn't
what,
matter
it's-
what you say. I have a defense.
Yeah, firstly, that's my first
I'm a
thing to
lawyer.
say is I'm actually impressed you had a defense for every thing I've thrown at you. Secondly, it's really fun to be on the other side of the ingenious idea because you're just criticizing and it's quite fun. So I see your
Yeah.
point of view. Thirdly, I don't know if I put that in the ingenious idea category. Definitely more of the life hack category.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's life
Like I
hack.
said-
but it isn't. It was an idea to have that as a hack. So at the end of the day, it
Okay.
was an idea.
I'm going to give you props. I'm going to rate it out of 10. Okay, can you name it first? Can you name this hack / idea?
Bowl bag.
Yeah. Okay,
Or
all in all, I'm
bag
going to
bowl.
give it a
Bag
rating out
bowl.
of 10.
Bag bowl.
Bag bowl.
The
Oh,
bag
kind of
bowl.
like spag bowl, like spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah, because it was a bag and it turned into a bowl. So we'll call it
Yeah, no. I
the
mean, it
bag
speaks for
bowl.
itself.
The portable bag bowl.
I'm going to rate it out of 10, okay? And
Right.
just take it as constructive criticism. It's not a personal attack on you, whether it's good or bad, yeah? All
Alright.
in all, I'm going to actually rate it out of 10, a 4 out of 10.
You are an absolute joke.
Okay.
Are you joking?
Look,
I
I'll tell
would
you
give
my
it at
reasons.
least a 6.
No. Okay. The absolute highest I will go is 4.9. Like it's
Are you joking?
if I give it 5, it's an average idea, but 4.9 is like it's almost average. Because I mean, like, it's not mind blowing like bag share, for example. Besides the point, but
What?
it's a good life hack and genius idea. I'm impressed. I'm happy you have it.
Right, look, nevertheless, I think it was... I would give it at least a 6. Like, I'm not going to go higher than that. But I would give it a 6 in terms of, ingeniousness.
Look,
Really, the only rebuttal you had was why not put it in a container in the first place. But I just happened to have lollies in a container. But if I didn't have lollies in a container and the bag got finished, you saved yourself a dish and people were able to conveniently grab lollies out of the bag.
Okay, look, fair enough. I'll give you all of that, but I'm not changing my rating. 4.9 it stands, you give it a 6. On average, it equals, somewhere in the middle. Let's say it's a 5. It's average at best. So
Nah, that averages out to about 5.45, I think. It does.
Chris obviously went to school, as he made it very clear last episode.
Look, what you have to do is you do 4.9 plus 6 divided by 2. Yeah, 5.45.
No,
Hang on.
you're right. I just didn't do the math. I just took a wild guess. Okay, look, I appreciate it, and I hope you do come out with more ingenious ideas / life hacks. So, well done. I'm going to give you a round of applause here. Well done. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, now, Chris Coombs,
Yes.
I have something to bring up here.
Okay.
So, this is something that's happened many times in my life, but it's happened, in the last few days. So I thought it's worth mentioning here because it's an interesting situation. Okay, so I'm at the shop, and I'm talking to the shop person. In this situation, it was a shop lady.
Okay.
So I'm buying the thing and I'm just waiting for all this stuff to like get sorted out. And she's having the normal, usual conversation. And then it comes out again. She says, "Oh, because I had to write down my name." And then I have like a very long name, obviously, and it's obviously not, a usual name you see. So I'm writing down my name. She reads it. She says, "Oh, what nationality are you?" And I don't mind this question. I actually like this question because no one ever guesses it.
Because Gaurav loves to say, "Oh, why don't you guess?"
It's true. I do like to hear what people think I look like because 99% of the time, no one ever guesses that I actually look Indian or that I am Indian. Unless they recognize my name or something. Yeah.
99%. Nah.
99%. People only guess it if they recognize my name as like an Indian name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Also, with the longer beard, I think they would be able to guess it a bit easier.
Yeah, I definitely look more, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Indian.
yeah, true.
So, yeah, so I'm like, "Oh, I'm Indian." So in this case, I said, "I'm Indian." And then she said, "Oh, really? You don't look it?" I'm like, yeah, no one ever guesses.
Wait, so you didn't make a guess?
No, I didn't make a guess because
First person ever.
No, I asked her afterwards what she thought I was. She thought I looked Turkish, I think. Yeah, Turkish.
Oh, okay. Right.
She said it was either Turkish, Greek, or Italian. I'm like, yeah, they're the usual ones I get. So then she goes, so this is where the situation also happens many times. She goes, "Oh, do you speak Hindi?" So I either usually get asked, "Do I speak Hindi/Indian?" Indian's not a language, but I understand what they usually mean. Yeah. So she goes, "Oh, do you speak Hindi?" I'm like, yeah, I speak Hindi. And then her eyes lit up. And then I knew where this was going. Like, she got so excited. And I knew what was going to happen. And she goes like, oh my God. And I'm just waiting for it. So she goes, "Oh my God, namaste." And I'm like...
No.
I'm like, I don't care when people say that. Because I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. The thing is... Like, are you really that proud that you know how to say hello? Like, that's it. It's
I
like,
know.
You're sorry.
You think you would at least say, "Hi, how are you? What's your name?"
like,
or something.
Give me something else. Like, cool, like, I understand where you're coming from. But, like, come on. Do you think I'm going to be impressed if you just... Like, imagine if it's the other way around, yeah? And they go, "Do you speak English?" Yeah, I speak English. Oh my God. Hi. Like, it's... It's the exact same situation. And
yeah,
it's okay.
I agree.
Because there's been once or twice where the same situation has happened, and then the person actually said a whole sentence. One time, a person said, "You are the love of my life" in Hindi, and I was genuinely impressed because the pronunciation was on point and whatnot. Another time, a person said, "Can you take me to the side of the street?" Something like that. Like, "Can you drop me off to the street?" And I was like, see, when people do that, I'm like, whoa, you've done it spot on. Like, I'm impressed. But don't just come out and be like, "Hello."
I know.
Like, you probably saw that on The Simpsons or something and then just remembered it forever. But
you said it absolutely perfectly when you're like, "Oh, do you speak English?" "Yes." "Oh, hello."
Exactly. Like and look, I'm going to say,
terrible.
I am guilty of doing the same thing, but I never just say hello. For example, when I find out someone can speak Japanese, I am so excited to tell them that I know how to say "Watashi wa niku tabemasen," which
is "I am a vegetarian."
Correct. Or technically, I don't eat meat. Another one I like to say is "Eigo no menu wa harimasu ka," which means, "Can I please see the menu?" Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, like, I'm not just saying hello, and maybe people get sick of that as well. But I'm actually impressed that I remember that stuff. So,
yeah, that's a pretty good effort.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. It's just a funny situation that I have experienced many times.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right. Now, on somewhat of a same topic, you sent me this TikTok video the other day. Do you remember of Australian comedian Alex Williamson in an expensive shop?
Oh, absolute legend, that guy. Yeah. How funny is he?
He's hilarious. Like, he's really funny. Now, I watched that TikTok, and it was very relatable. Now...
Oh, man. It's the most relatable thing ever.
Literally everyone can relate to this. In a nutshell, it's just when you walk into an expensive shop, and then you realize everything's expensive, so you check the price tags, and you pretend to check it as you walk out. You pretend to think about it, that kind of thing, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Now, it got me thinking. I obviously used to do that a lot. You know, I would just I'd walk into a shop and I'd realize this is ridiculous. I can't even afford one pair of socks. I'm going to walk out, but I'll pretend to think about it. But you know what? I feel like I've leveled up from there, and I'm on a whole new level.
Okay, what level are you on now?
Okay, so I don't even pretend anymore. I'll tell you what I do. I just walk out. I don't even pretend. If I look at the price tag and it's too expensive, I'm just walking out. Because, firstly, I'm not fooling anyone. I'm most likely in there wearing shorts, thongs, and a singlet. And so,
That's so true.
off the bat, I'm not fooling anyone. I'm not wearing a Gucci watch. I'm not wearing Louis pants. I'm not fooling anyone. So if they see me walk in, I already look like I can't afford it. So I'm just going to walk out. I don't care. You can think whatever you want. I'm not fooling anyone off the bat. So that's my level up. I thought that I'd like to mention that.
That's actually very true, because I remember, like, even we used to go to the shops with our friends back in the day.
Yeah.
And we would see the price, and we would do the same as what Alex Williamson was doing, which is... Is it Williamson?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We would do exactly... So, just to give a bit more information on the video, he's, like, looking at, like, he's looking at a shop where there's furniture and stuff like that. And he looks at a couch and it's like $10,000. And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, not bad. And then he walks outside and then he's like talking to the camera. He's like, yeah, so when you're outside, you got to still like look in like, oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I might come. He's like, yeah, actually, I might come back.
Yeah. You know what?
So...
You used to, like, we've all done that classic stance where you just stand there pretending to think about the item and your hands like you're resting your chin on your hand, like that classic look. And you just pretending
Every time.
You're like, should I buy it? Like, you know, I've only got 10% of what it actually costs. Just got to make it look like I can.
So true. It's like, so when we were younger, obviously, we'd go to the shops and, you know, we'd look at a clothes shop, and if you saw like a jacket that was $200, you'd look at it and you'd look at it for a bit. You'd keep kind of looking at the jacket, look at the seams of it, and then sort of walk towards the door. But like you're starting to walk out, but you look at a couple of different items as you walk out, and you're like, oh yeah, and your head's going side to side, like
exactly,
maybe not. But now I swear we've been to the shops recently together. And we'll see a price and be like, oh, this is ridiculous. Let's go.
Yeah,
and we just
100%.
walk
like,
straight out.
There's been a time where we've both walked in, we've seen a massive price card, and we've just straight away done a U-turn and come out. It's as simple as that.
I remember one specific time. I remember you looking at something. I think it was a jacket. That's why I said it before, like a suit jacket.
Yeah.
And you looked at the price and you'd be like, oh, this is ridiculous. Let's go. And we just walked straight out.
That's pretty
But
much
you
it,
know
man.
what? You said it again. I don't know. I'm not complimenting you. It's just a fact. You said it.
You just can't admit it.
You said it. You said it perfectly when you said, "Look, we're not fooling anyone. Like, we're not walking in wearing $10,000 suits. No,
Yeah.
we're walking in our pajamas because that's all we own. And if we can't afford it, well, it's probably a waste of money anyway."
Yeah, look, it is what it is. Like, you don't have to think I can't afford it. I mean, look, I took extreme measures at one point. I remember one time, let's take the jacket for example. I saw the price of the jacket. So I pretended to call someone and I was like, oh, but they only have it in blue. Like, are you sure? Oh, okay, fair enough. I won't get it. And then I walked out. But I don't need to do that anymore, man. I'm not fooling anyone. Exactly right. We're not fooling anyone.
Like, if someone asks me, "Oh, what do you think?" I'll be like, "Yeah, look, nah, it's a bit too expensive," and then just go.
Exactly.
Just on that as well, when you walk into a clothes shop, it's a weird feeling being a customer, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like every time you just want to look, you don't want anyone to talk to you, you've got 3 staff coming up to you going, "Hey, how you going?" But then when you actually need help, it's like, is anyone going to like approach me? Like, is anyone going to say
exactly
hi?
Right. And
I
we've
swear that
discussed
happens
this
every time. You either want one or the other.
We've talked about this a few episodes ago as well, and I feel like the place that happens the most is Bunnings, and that's where I always need help.
Oh, because, yeah.
Yeah, because it's too big and there's too many things.
But, yeah, solid story. Everyone jump on to, I'm trying to...
Alex Williamson. He calls himself Shooter Williamson.
Shooter Williamson, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jump
Good
on
comedian.
is everything. He's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Funny guy. Now, a throwback to one of our millennial words. Do you remember humble brag? I've been saying it quite a bit.
Absolutely. You say it every second sentence these
Yeah,
days.
I say it a lot now, and I'm glad that it's one of the words I took away because it's a fun word to say and it's a fun meaning. It's not an insult. It's more of a compliment. You know, if you say "ooh, humble brag" to someone, it's like you're impressed by what they've said, but you're also complimenting them on their humility. So
Yes,
good,
absolutely.
good word all around. Now the reason I bring it up,
it is kind of a good phrase, actually.
yeah, good fun phrase. The reason I bring it up is Chris has been humble bragging for a long time.
Have I?
Without knowing. And it only really clicked to me a couple days ago. And I'll tell you why. It's been about, I'd say, 20 episodes on the So Far So Good podcast where I have talked about how I've been hooked on a mobile game, hooked on this because someone has gotten me into it. Now, Chris has actually gotten me hooked on about 3 games in the last 2 months. And he's just slowly just taking it as it is, just proud of his accomplishments. So I'm going to list a few of them here. Firstly, was when you got me and a few of our other friends hooked on the private server of MapleStory later last year. And then, I mean, like, you initiated that and you were sort of orchestrating that, but you never really, it was a humble brag because you didn't just take credit for it or anything. You just openly played the games.
Yeah.
Number 2, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, you've gotten me hooked on the mobile game Poker Face. And it's that poker game we talked about a couple episodes ago. And I'm hooked. Like, I'm a millionaire on the app. In the app, I could go onto a fake online store and pretend to look at stuff, but actually buy it.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly. Number 3, which I'm sad to admit, but he's got me somewhat hooked on that dumb Combat Arms game.
Oh, you're such a liar. The funny thing is, we'll be playing the game. We'll be literally playing for like 2 hours straight, and the whole time, Gaurav will be complaining about this game. He'll be like, "Oh, I died, man. This is a broken game. This is the worst game." But yet,
Because it's broken.
But yet, every single day I say, "Oh, do you want to play?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm keen."
No, but I'll tell you why. I'm not playing it for the game. I'm playing it for the community. I'm playing it because, you're on it, a couple of our other friends on it, your brother's on it. I play it to be part of that. But the game, yeah, it's fun enough. Like, it's like when you put on a TV show in the background, but you're not really watching it. This game is the equivalent of that. Like, you're playing it, but you're not really invested. You're just like, yeah, it's enjoyable. There's good banter, but it's not like an A1 plus game. Like, I will give this game a 4.8. I'm rating this game lower than Chris's ingenious idea. That's
not bad. 4.8 is not bad. The amount you complain about it.
It's a broken game. Now,
oh my god. Hang on, just one thing on that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually noticed that. I It's funny that you mention it because I have noticed that I do con people into doing not like I'm not like a con man. Like, I wouldn't say I con people into doing bad things. But all my life, if I've ever played like a game or a sport or something fun, I've always just conned people into joining.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in high school days, I conned a couple of our friends to get to school at 8 a.m. every morning just so we can play basketball before school starts. Yeah, and all these video games, whenever I find something that is fun, I'll just message everyone and see who's ready to join. And Combat Arms, we've got about 5 of us at the moment, so it's not bad.
Yeah, and look, guys, please note that he continuously and consistently used the word conned, yet he's still proud of his accomplishments. Look, I feel like with the video game thing, it works because he doesn't play video games. So when he does play the thing closest to a video game, we'll jump on so we can involve him in this community.
It's because people want to talk to me. So
Humble brag.
if they use the game to get in on that, then that's it. And you know what? The best thing about Combat Arms is that we're all on the video chat, not the video chat, the voice chat while we're playing.
Yeah.
And the banter is top notch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it... If we went on Discord, the app we used to chat over the game, then I would not be playing this game at all. It's what makes the game fun.
But we would have, if not, we would have used a different app anyway, so...
Yeah, it's true. Well, regardless what app, the point that we're on it together, it's, it's the community. That's what makes it fun. And I mean, look, we've said many times in the last few episodes how Chris loves calling anyone with the slightest bit of skill a hacker in the game. Like, genuinely accusing them.
Although I've got to say, you've been doing that a lot lately.
No, but I've already defended myself. I say it to us in the thing. I don't physically call someone a hacker. I don't genuinely call them a hacker. I'm not accusing them of hacking the system. But there's this one player who constantly plays this game. And the reason we know is because there are so few people who play this terrible game that
That's such a lie.
We know when the same person is on because you recognize their username. So there's this person, right? He's got an interesting username. Chris used to be convinced that this person was a hacker. Convinced. But this person is just a very good professional. Convinced, right? Now, even this person has recognized our group and like every time he logs on, in the typing chat, we'll say, "Yo, what up, man? How you been?" He's from Australia as well, so it was quite fun.
Sydney, actually.
Sydney as well. Sydney, Australia. Now, we ended up somehow in the conversation decided to play this mode of the game. And we said, yo, you want to join us in this mode of the game? It's more of a teamwork than, against each other.
Actually, just on that, the funny thing was, he asked us if we wanted to do it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because we were like all versing each other. And then he said, oh, do you guys want to do like a team? It's called Fire Team. I don't even know how to explain it. It's basically like a team versing like a bunch of the computer.
Yeah, it's like a co-op campaign. So you work together to win the missions. Now,
that's the one.
While this guy was asking us to join him in this game mode, you could hear, or I could hear, the tone in Chris's voice change from accusational to, collaborative. Like he was easing up from being super angry at this guy for always killing him to like, oh, you know what, like this could work. In like a full twisted turn of events, what ended up happening was this guy in Sydney ended up joining our new Discord channel, and we're one-on-one. We're like, there's like 3 of us and this guy in Sydney, and we're all just chatting on this channel. And then, like, obviously Chris realizes this guy's obviously not a hacker. And then it was just, out of everything that could have happened, this one guy Chris always accuses of being a hacker, we end up having like a telephone conversation with this guy.
It was the funniest thing ever. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, we spoke to him. We got to know him. It's still unbelievable how good someone can be at a particular game.
He's literally tiptoeing around the word hacker.
But I did query him on a few things.
Yeah, and
he did tell a story of he used to play the game back in the day.
Yeah,
and he got accused of hacking by multiple people. Like the people actually reported him, and he got banned.
Yeah,
but then the company realized that he wasn't actually hacking, so they let him back on the game, and then they basically gave him for free all of this like equipment, guns.
Yeah,
all
like
this
in-game currency,
extra stuff.
All in-game stuff that would realistically like cost real, real money.
Yeah. So look, he obviously is one of the best players in the entire game, but he also does have that significant advantage of all that crazy weapons and armor and stuff like that. So it does give him a fair advantage. But at the same time, you never know until you actually see the person's screen in real life.
Look, it's true. So I feel like where we've ended up now is Chris has accepted that, this guy is most likely not hacking, but there's still a chance. You know what it is? You know when they say this sanitizer is 99.9%, you know, it kills 99.9% of bacteria. There's still that 0.01% in Chris's mind that he is still doing something along the lines of hacking.
Well, yeah. Look, I don't think he's hacking, but...
Look, I wish our listeners could have heard you like a month ago, what you were saying about this guy. But they're only listening to you now, after everything has gone down. So...
Yeah, well, I would never actually accuse the guy of hacking.
You did. Literally in text chat, you would say the word, surely hacking.
And the other funniest thing is there's another really pro guy that we see all the time playing, and I've called the guy a hacker before, like as a joke. Obviously, I don't think anyone's actually hacking. So as a joke, I would say, oh, this guy's a hacker, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we're on the Discord chat with this guy, he tells us, I'll let you guys know as well. I actually have a second account, and this is my character name, and it was the guy that I've also called a hacker.
So Chris unknowingly realized that he was calling the same person in two different accounts a hacker. He must have been sick of you completely. I'm surprised he joined the Discord channel.
Oh, he loves me now. Don't get me wrong. Me and him are like, yeah, I'm going to fly up to Sydney in a few weeks for his birthday party as well. So.
Absolute trash talk. Look, all in all, it was good bands. I mean, to say the least, he was not a humble bragger. He was more of a straight up bragger. You know.
He was actually. Let's be honest. And he did say he doesn't listen to podcasts, so he won't hear what we're saying.
Exactly.
But,
exactly.
Yeah, let's just say he loves himself.
Which is, look, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. Like he knew he was really good. He knew it. And I feel like he was enjoying us asking him, how are you so good?
Yeah. And you were almost worshipping him as well, because he was telling you this car that he has that is a really good car as well.
Yeah. I mean,
you were pretty much bowing down to him.
I mean, Victoria is underneath Sydney. I was just curious on his lifestyle.
Dude, you were literally kneeling down saying, take my money,
Absolute
take my
nonsense.
life. And just one other thing before we wrap it up here as well. Just on that Poker Face game. Look, I've got to say, it's an absolutely great way to play poker because it's nice and quick, you know? If you meet up with your friends and you play with the physical cards, it takes a while to deal it and go through the betting and all that stuff. So I'm going to put it out there as well. If anyone wants to play Poker Face with us, download the app, message us on our Instagram at So Far So Good Podcast. We'd love to have a game of poker with you guys because we are addicted and we're loving it. And one other thing I will mention as well is that you can spin the dial to get more money every 4 hours. And I did this absolutely perfectly last night. I spun the wheel right before I went to bed, after 11 o'clock or something. I woke up at just after 4 a.m. Randomly, I woke up. So I quickly spun the wheel, went back to sleep. I then actually woke up for the real day at about 8:30 today. And that was perfect time to spin the wheel again. So
it's the
just
sign
a little
of a true
tip.
addiction to the game.
But I didn't set an alarm or anything. It's just my mind knew. Wake up. It's been 4 hours. Wake up, spin the wheel. And I went back to sleep quite easily, which is pretty rare for me. So,
yeah. Look, I guess it is one of the healthier addictions. It's not real money and it's not real gambling, I guess. Then it's a harmless phone game. So I'm glad it's that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, message us on our Instagram if you guys want to play a game of poker with us. But that will do us for this week's episode. So thank you guys once again for tuning in to the So Far So Good podcast.
Absolutely right. And we hope to catch you next Monday or whenever you listen, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And we will catch you on the next episode.
Goodbye.
Oh, it's a good carrot, man. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys once again for tuning into the So Far So Good podcast. Now,
Yes,
as you would have heard in the...
So, go, say that again. All right, now, Chris Coombs.
Yep.
Such an Elliot.